Welcome back to the Real Estate News. With me now is the lovely Kati Schroeder with Foundation Realty. Welcome, Kati.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Fantastic. Now, we were just talking at the break about listing agents and buyer's agents. And, you know, we talked earlier in the show with Beverly about the importance of a listing agent, but you're here to say it's just as vital, right, to have a buyer's agent. So can you tell us?
Yes, Jenny, you're exactly right. People who are in the market to purchase a property really need to work with a buyer's agent because without one, they're not fully represented in the transaction. Working directly with the listing agent instead of getting your own representation really can be a big mistake for buyers. Unfortunately, we see it all the time.
So, you know, expound on that because, you know, if I'm a logical person, I'm thinking, well, why not just go to the source? I'll just contact a listing agent myself and I'll try to negotiate on my own behalf. So tell us why that would be a mistake.
Well, it's really a mistake because the listing agent's first priority is their client. Their client is the seller. They have a fiduciary responsibility to that person. The buyer doesn't necessarily have that same relationship with the listing agent. Therefore, they really need someone who can represent their needs and can negotiate on their behalf so that they're not overpaying for a property, because the listing agent's job is to really make money for the seller. They want to get the most money for their property.
Well, and also, and I mean, this is a personal opinion, but I mean, I think when you're a neutral person, like a realtor has, I would say, they're able to negotiate a little harder than you might on your own,
Exactly.
you know, for something that you're emotionally invested in.
Right, because there is no emotion invested in the transaction when you're the realtor.
Absolutely.
For the buyer and the seller, it definitely
You've got your feelings involved, and it might be a house you love or a house you don't want to part with.
Exactly. It's totally an emotional transaction.
Now, we were talking also about, you know, how you know or what to look for when you're looking for an expert as a listing agent, you know, for a listing agent. What do you need to look for an expert to make sure you have an expert for a buyer's agent?
Well, really, when you're looking for that expert buyer's agent, you want to look for 3 letters behind their name. Those 3 letters are A, B, R.
Okay.
That is a realtor who has earned the accredited buyer's representation designation. That means that this realtor has or can be trusted to go the extra edge when it comes to knowledge and experience about working with a buyer. They've been trained to do just that, to really work with buyers, to understand what buyers need, and to help them through this process the best they can.
Well, and essentially, and let's add on that, you know, do you have that designation?
I do have that. I'm really proud to be an ABR. I love working with buyers because it's very rewarding when someone finds that perfect property and they are excited, they are emotional. And that's such a fun thing to see because buying a home is probably the largest and most complex financial transaction that you are ever gonna undertake. And if you are ready to buy a home, wouldn't you prefer to work with the person who is the most qualified real estate professional that you can find? I mean, it just makes sense to work with someone who's going to work with you, for you.
Well, and you're like a coach of sorts. You know,
Exactly.
This is your business. You're an expert in this business. You're there looking out for that person's interests. And, you know, like we made a joke earlier during the break, you know, you don't do your own brain surgery, you know, so it's really important to have that person that can represent you and make it the best possible experience on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we work with a client, we really pledge and promise to give our clients client level services: obedience, loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, accounting, and reasonable care and skill. We really want the whole process to go as seamless as possible. It doesn't always work out that way, but that really is our goal.
Absolutely.
And when you work with a buyer's agent, it just is so much easier and everything comes out a lot happier.
Absolutely. Well, and it's obvious your clients are in very, very good hands. So thank you so much for your time today, Kati.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I'm Jenny Lockhart. Join us next time for your real estate news.